Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Let's have a look at problem 2350, shortest impossible sequence of rows. In this video, we are going to share a solution based on the set and check method, or we can see simple counting. So this problem is marked hard in Leetcode. However, if we analyze the logic, then a solution to this problem should be very short and straightforward. So this problem requires to return the length of the shortest sequence of rows that cannot be taken from rows. So let's look at some examples to gain a feeling. So in example 1, the output is 3 and k equals 4. It means that we can make any arbitrary sequence of length 2, but not 3. So if we look at the first 5 numbers, it forms a full set 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can pick arbitrary 1, 2, 3, 4 from these 5 numbers. So this is length 1. And then we can look at the last 4 numbers. So we can pick arbitrary 1, 2, 3, 4 from these 4 numbers. So we can form any length 2 sequences. So, but we cannot form sequence of length 3 arbitrarily. So for example, this is one that we cannot form due to the ordering in this rows list. So in example 2, so k equals 2 and the return is 2. It means that we can form any sequence of length 1. The reason is that these 4 numbers form a one circle of the full set 1, 2. So if we consider sequence like 2, 1, so we cannot form that, right? Because the ordering. So in example 3, k equals 4 and the return is 1. So we cannot form arbitrary length 1 sequence because this rows does not form a full set 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can cook up length 1 sequence consisting only the number 4. So right, so this is why we return 1. So the constraint actually is natural. So the length is bounded above by 10 to the power 5, which is a decent large number. And the last item is a consistency assumption. So with that said, let's look at the method here. So this method we're going to share is based on the simple observation. So in order to make arbitrary length m sequence, so every integer number in the range 1 to k, both and inclusive, should appear at least m times. So for this problem, we just need to find the largest such m and then return m plus 1. So based on the observation, actually the procedure is natural. So it's just a linear scan, and we check how many full set of circles 1, 2, 3, 4 up to k appears in the rows. That's the m, then we just return m plus 1. So here is a quick walkthrough and some more demonstration. So if this row is given like in example 1, so if we look at the first 5 numbers, it forms one circle of the full set 1, 2, 3 up to k. And then if we look at the last 4 numbers, it forms another circle of the full set. So m equals 2 and we return 3. So if we understand the logic, then we can do something more. For example, if we append many ones to the row above, and then we still have m equals 2, then the return doesn't change, as we could easily cook up sequence in such format. So we can put the third elements to be 2, 3, and 4, right? Because in the last elements, they do not form a new cycle of 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, right? So similarly, if we add many 1s and 2s, we still have m equals 2. And also, if we want to append 1, 2, 3, 4 in any order, then the m actually changes to be 3, and the return is 4. So with that said, let's look at the code. So it's actually very short. So I would say set and check. So first, I'm going to initialize a count variable. So I'm going to initialize this variable by 1 because the problem requires to return m plus 1. Then we're going to do a linear traversal for y in rows. because we are going to use set and check, we need to initialize a set. Let's call it auxiliary. And then we are going to add this current number y to the set. And then we're going to check if the length of this set equals k. In other words, it forms a full cycle of the full set 1, 2, 3, 4 up to k. If this is the case, we're going to increment the result by 1. And then we need to restart, right? So we can do two things. Either we can clear all the elements in the set, or we can just reset the state of the set to be empty. And after that, we basically just need to return the result. So that's it. Let's do a special case check. Yeah, it passes one special case. Now let's do a generic case check. Yeah, it passes the generic case. I guess that's it for this problem. It falls in the general line of set and check. Let me change this number, check, and but in a very different format. So I guess that's about it for this problem. Thank you very much.